But otherwise, I think we're good. Let's... Oops. Hit the wrong thing. I know you can't see it. Should be able to start seeing it in a second, though. Checking my mini screen here to make sure. Yeah, we're good. Decided against upgrading armor again. Probably not until we defeat Titan. Which should be soon here. So we did like just straight up finish part 2, so now we need to start part 3, right? The Adventures, Victory over Ifrit. Yeah, I think we're in part 3. Look at immediately if I got it wrong. Shadow of Darkness. Oh, okay, yeah, we're right, because we were just investigating La Habrea. Sorry, I was looking at the small screen. I thought it was looking a little flickery. Alright. I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary, Shadow. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ashian known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ashians, only the destruction follows their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do in all our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah and inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Shadow. Alright. To Ul'dah. The Masked Man. Oh, you come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Benphilia, there's been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Kikern. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folk are always coming and going. Some among them may well have caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow's always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin or mind to spend it. Alright, and where is Highbridge? Near Camp Drybone. Alright. We've done plenty of traveling around here, so I'll fly a little bit of the way. And there's Highbridge. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man, I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two, eh? Highbridge Times. When the Order of Nalthal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes the High Bridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims, but thanks to the nigh-endless beastman raids, folks are too afraid to come within a mile of here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do any good, though. No. For my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares, spend a little bit of coin to help a struggling merchant. The masked man? Bah, I'll take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. On the trail of a masked man. Aye, I've heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said he wears a black hooded robe, and looks right suspicious, and that's about all I can say, little though it is. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters looking about. Folk here have been giving Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Kirkern raids. None but the most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Aye, I've heard of the masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere around Thanalan too. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination. But little is known about him otherwise. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Keycurrent range are so constant, so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, but like most of us do. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything else, you'll be the first to know. Where there is smoke. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own two eyes. I was out for an evening stroll, minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Keycurrent appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So, what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well, worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Okay. Started the fire and found a weird man, and he dropped a ward of the destroyer. Back so soon. Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? So this scroll, it bears a prayer to Railgur, the destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Railgur is the deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folk of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess, the merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-same merchant who senses a danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? On to Little Alamigo. The Alamigan bandit you had a run-in with somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is a favored destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Old Ah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not-so-warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much of help she will be, but just so happens I have a daughter who has relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be advised if you can send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think about her. I suppose this is it then. I had hoped that you would linger here a while, call some friends, spend some coin, what have you. But something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Alright, so, Little Alamigo. We're there, so if we can just go to... Because we have not been here yet, so I'm going to fly across here. Alright, and then we'll walk from here. That is Little Alamigo. Encased in a mountain, or at least a giant rock. And we got some cactuars here too, sabatenders. Got some Garlean stuff over there. I always kind of liked Little Alamigo. Oh, I went in through. I say that, but then prove that I can't really get around very well. And there's Hihira. Hmm? Why, yes. He borrows my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter for him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't bother you with family matters, but I'm grateful for you delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man. I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others came here may have seen something. I would recommend you first speak with Gundobald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Here's Gundobald. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you? You pray. We struggle enough without having to answer the whim of every outsider. You are not welcome here. Be gone. I am a little jealous of his mustache, not gonna lie. Tea for 3. Well met, adventurer. I'm Gissel Barrett, head of the security here at Little Alamigo. I heard tell that you had business with Gundobald. Knowing the bristly old bear, I wouldn't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can get so much as a word of thanks out of them, despite watching the place day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man when I can. And you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, I might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked man, you say? Masked villain, you say? Couldn't say that sounds familiar. But I have men on lookout with the Amalja south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they are like to have seen it. I had a mind to take them each a cup of sweet thanalan tea, so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. I see Alamegans are people of culture and like sweet tea. Do you think Eorzean vegans are also careful which plants they eat? Seeing a sabatender made me think, like, do they eat sabatenders? They're vegetables. Or plants, at least. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. Well, ain't you considerate? My thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain. Hiding among the refugees. Like as not. Me compatriots as live here go about as though they are dead on their feet. 'Tis near impossible to tell what's on their minds. For all I know, they're all up to no good. You there. Are you an Amalja? No? Then carry on. Do I look like... Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of sweet thanalan. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man. Don't know, don't care. Unless he got dark, scaly skin, stands 10 foams tall, and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a mummer's fart. Are they really that hard to see, my dude? Shoot, don't bother me. If the Amalja overruns us, I'm blaming you. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry? A suspicious masked man. As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, but with the mask and robe. But assuming it was a he was talking with some Alamegans. I assume he was one of them. What would cactuars taste like? I wonder. Well, cactuses aren't really... I'm going to be honest, I don't know if people even eat cactuses, like in real life. Questions for later. Ah, you're back. So, did my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in our investigation, it seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. Foot in the door. So you're determined to press on with your investigation? Then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without Alamegans' trust, and the best way to win the trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the thing in Oldal, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundabald belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by talking to them. Right, we're heading back to Horizon. Pray return to the Waking Sands. There's no question that I'm flying to the Waking Sands from here on out, because it just seems to be the fastest way. And I'm still not overseeing just seeing this from different angles. Cool to see that in the background. Welcome back, Shadow. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it is of little wonder that Alamegan refugees have lost their faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live in the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would it be that more could be done to ease their hardships? I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I would be pleased to introduce him to you. Meeting the Resistance. Your Alamegan comrade is named Haribert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Haribert is currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. If it isn't Shadow Blyson, the Scion's rising star, is there aught I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo. That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamegan Resistance, you see, but I left in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet, whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone that does. Her name is Alberetta, and she is a resident of the quarry mill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Okay, so we're returning to the quarry mill in Gridania, or the Shroud. Yeah? You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Why the hell should I do that? Give me just one reason. Heribert sent you? That worthless Horson. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I mean... I realize Heribert was doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Mefred, a captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Killing him softly. I'm Mefred, a proud man of the Alamegan Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Galleon, sir. His wound's gone and festered and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. God damn it, I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood is on their hands. These quarry mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albreda. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. One of Mefred's in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help. Truly I do. They're my countrymen, after all. But that'd mean going against the elemental's will. I've been at the quarry mill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if anyone got banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help you, it'd be Charlene, the hamlet's... Charline? The hamlet's resident's hearer. If you take the matter to her, might be as she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. You wish to aid the Alamegans. You are possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I have not the authority to grant you your wish. The authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelveswood. All outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of a night whether they may have a place beneath the boughs. Alas, the Alamegans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive the wood's bounty. Ever has it been, since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Alright. That's how it be, then. Bloody hearer might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their bloody will. I cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. Helping Horn. I led my men to Quarry Mill, hoping to find refuge. Instead, we found indifference. The cold-blooded bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit to travel. Hells, Galleon can't even stand. And as you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I've no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. In my homeland, long antelope horn is traditional remedy with poison-purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd forever be in your debt. So, let's go deer hunting. Real quick. Alright. Easy enough. Ah, you're back. Tell me if you got 4 horns with you. You're a godsend, adventurer. Praise Relgar, there's at least one man in this place who gives a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You would happen to know a man named Buscaron, do you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. They said he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing as he runs a tavern, he'd like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if he could take the horns over to him and have them ground down. When that's done, bring the powder back and give it to Pharamond here. Godspeed. So considering we've been to his bar a couple times, we'll fly over. See the 12's wood from above. And we're back. I doubt it's been a year, so we can't try that whiskey or whatever it was. Ah, Shadow. Ever a sight for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling in the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. You've got something to show me. Well, these look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make a medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. Aye, I'm no stranger to the remedy. An Alamegan friend once used it to treat my festering wound years and years ago. Safe to say, it saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamegan soldier in Quarry Mill? Huh, so it comes full circle. Well, I hope it helps the poor sods that needs it. Oh, and don't worry your little head off about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. It is well to see you returned. Have you the medicine for our brother? Gods bless you, adventurer. I'll see that Galleon receives treatment at once. Hopefully, this will allow the captain to rest easier. It has been a terrible burden on him, trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. He ain't heavy. Adventurer, Galleon's gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking about, not with those wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine and rest, his condition's like to deteriorate where it will before, or worse. We need you to help us find him, and quickly. Start by asking how Breda might be as a woman seen something. The woman, not a woman. Ah, finally, it's about time you came asking about Galleon. I watched him leave Coral Mill some time ago, and he left me this sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That is why I must leave you all. Do not worry about me. Just find your way safely to little Alamigo. Blast it! With that I had known what he was thinking, I'd have stopped the folly myself. The love Galleon bears for his brothers is so strong he's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Out in the wilds? Alone? That fool. That great big sentimental fool. My men and I will scour the woods for Galleon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. Can do. Watch out. A goblin. That goblin? Galleon. Captain, but why? You should be all the way... Wait, you should be on your way. Who do you take us for? We're Alamegans, and Alamegans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember, the oath we swore, goddammit. The oath to reclaim our homeland. We'll set foot on Alamegan soil again, together or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Let's return to our brothers. Oh, I don't even think that you'll get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you such a thorough thrashing, you'll wish we didn't find you. I can't thank you enough for saving Galleon. I will see you back at Quarry Mill. Galleon's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here till he's strong enough to take on the road ahead. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. Come highly recommended. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall that you wanted something of me. You've proven a true friend to my people. Ask of me anything, and it's yours, so long as it's mine to give. The cooperation of the people of Little Alamigo, that's all? Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well. I'll provide you with a letter to show to Gundobald. The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I have no doubt that he'll do all in his power to aid you. Right. I can't. My brain's short-circuiting. Why have you returned? You are not welcome here. I thought I made that clear. You spoke with Mefred. It has been so long since I last heard from him. I had feared him dead. 12's be praised. Whoever you are, Mefred sees you as a friend, and any friend of Mefred is a friend of mine. I know of this masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. The Bear and the Youngin's Cares. An outsider resembling your masked stranger has reportedly been appearing near Little Alamigo of late. What's more, it seems a sort of your young bloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you'll want to question them about their tryst, but they are not like to yield the information readily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may well feel obliged to talk. A masked man? No idea what you're talking about. I ain't done anything wrong, so leave me be. Good, Gundobald sent you? Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and... oh, you don't know anything about this? Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me not to think I'm in for it. These kids messing it up for everybody. They're probably up high. I'll start up high and I can just jump down if they're not. It'd be more annoying the other way around. Okay, they actually are down. What? Have I been meeting any masked men lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have, but I'll be sure to tell my friends you're looking for them. There's a bunch been skulking around right suspicious-like, but I've heard nothing to do with them. But I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it, and that there's trouble. Mark me words. So, you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about a masked man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. I ought to know, for it once burned within me as well. 2 decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Alamigo. Naught would do but to dispose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got a revolution all right, but it cost us our freedom. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realize that we had been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Alamigo had fallen. There are times when a masked man must be patient. Now is such a time. Though the young ones know this not, unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learn aught of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Wilrid wants you. Hey, adventurer, you done talking with the old bear? I've got a message for you from Wilrid. Lad's something of a leader among the young ones here. He's impressed that you went over Gundobald and wants a word with you. Says he'll be waiting over at the craggy area north of here. So yeah, so now we're about to head to a, whoops, went the wrong way. About to head to a shady spot I don't know in the middle of the night. Embarrassed, but I am. I was lost in there, so I flew out. And there's Wilrid. Thanks for coming, friend. 'Tis no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to see you, to discuss something in private. Tell me, why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you? Or someone else? Coral got your tongue? Huh? No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling ends here. Get him! You're stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Threaten us, beat us bloody all you like, but nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire, and with it, we'll reclaim our homeland. I didn't really have a reason to use it here. But in for a penny. See, this just seems cozy to me. I know the situation and everything is actually, pretty bad. But something about the tents and an open cave. All the light around. Just cozy. Attacked by Wilrid and his cronies? But they would go to such lengths for the sake of the... they would go to such length for the sake of their plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, the young fools are like to harm others, if not themselves. We must uncover the agenda and put an end to the badness. Big trouble in Little Alamigo. Rowan mentions obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Gundobald, Bertiliana? God's preserve, what happened? I was out foraging when the corpse brigade came. They took me to their hideout, and the whole time they laughed at me. They said I would suffer, but because I cling on to hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamegans? Do not heed such poisoned notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong. I swear to you, those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, does anyone know of this? Wilrid, he saw me outside. He was so angry. I must tend to Bertiliana. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear they may do something rash. Which young ones am I supposed to talk to here? Oh. Almighty Relger, Lord of Destruction, we implore you. Lend us the strength and put an end to the suffering of your people. Here to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppress us ever again. That ain't good. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be his Gunderbolt's content to eke out an existence in this musty old cave, but I'll be damned if I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. Now, where in the seven hells did I put that bloody map? What those animals did to Bertliana is unforgivable, and to think they looked down on us. Well, I'll suffer this humiliation no more. I'm with Rover to the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards. Gone. The whole lot of them? Then it is as I feared. They mean to take matters into their own hands. But what exactly do they mean to do? What's this? A hunting knife? And a map of Zanrak? Wait, you said Worid spoke of crystals, did you not? But they couldn't possibly mean to... By the gods, this is rank madness. The young fools are untrained and unblooded all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Amalja are. They'll be butchered before they even get within 100 yalms of the crystals. They're headed east. If we hurry, we may find them before it's too late. Wilred, did no others survive? This is all wrong. Getting the crystal was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. Pull yourself together, lad. We were going to make an offering to the of crystals to Raelger, to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zanrak and make off with the lizardmen's cash, but they caught us, and so many dead. Gods forgive me. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls. I regret our young ones' transgressions, but a soul was too high a price for youthful folly. For all their failings, they are the hope of all Alamigan people. This hope I will guard with my life. Used these days. Starting war with lizardmen. Oh god, there's tempered things from Ifrit. Your oh, one moment. Yeah. Your skill at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youth could learn much from a man like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Alamigo. Wait, you've come this way. We have to go get the crystals. They're right there, right for the picking. Have you learned nothing, Wilred? Did you not just see those tempered wretches? Such is the fate of those who are touched by a god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summon Railger. He swore. Enough. I will hear the rest of this story tale back in Little Alamigo. I dare say Shadow will wish to hear of it as well. Ooh, that's... See, the flying is still a little wonky in the Realm Reborn areas. Understandably so. No more lies, Wilred. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Railger, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could raise ourselves from this squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Wilred. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to define who we are. No matter where we may be, Alamigo lives on within us all. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. But whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe it to this adventurer, an outsider. I won't. Promise. Thank you for saving me, and, sorry I tried to kill you. My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there are these kind souls such as you out there. Little Alamigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here. Back to square one. Would that we had more information to offer, but what we really told you is the extent of our knowledge of the masked stranger. Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to the creature, for the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words. I like how at Osterville there's just not really a stream over here. The rock was blocking that before. I know they're the bad guys, but I do like Garlean architecture. Welcome back, Shadow. I'm reliably informed the investigation took you to Quarry Mill and Little Alamigo. So tell me, were you able to learn aught of La Brea? Planted the knowledge of summoning an impressionable young mind, you say. Precisely the kind of deception the Ashians would employ. While many of the ills that ail the land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. All work and no play makes Memphilia a dull scion. Hmm? Did you say something? Nothing, my lady. Maybe you ought to rest a while before speaking further of the investigation. Terror at Fallgord. While you were attending to the business in Thanalan, some new information arrived courtesy of our friends the Sylphs. An individual fitting Lahabre's description has been sighted in the North Shroud. This sighting comes through the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the self-same area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. 12 willing, you will pick up Lahabre's trail once more. Neuraxia can furnish you with the details. Pray, speak with her, and take it from there. As always, be careful out there, Shadow. Walking One is to investigate Sinister One. Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with the Walking One in the Ash Crown Consortium. According to Friendly One, a Digging One named Medrod has an encounter with a scary Masked One. This Masked One is most certainly Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with Digging One Medrod. Digging One is to be found at Fallgorn Float and North Shroud. I don't think we've ever traveled to North Shroud, so I wanted to make it so that, we do more traveling from place to place. But we walk around enough. This is Fallgorn Float. It's North Shroud. I like it. Here. Real quick while I'm thinking about it. Put pause on a second. I actually want to put the sound effects down a little bit. Okay. Ah, dang it. Because I keep on railing about how good the music is. But then I feel like it's... like the sound effects are overpowering it. So I'm going to tone it down a little bit. But please, leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I looked death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman. Okay, so we need to soothe him. Recently got a new keyboard, so it's like... wait, not smooth. Soothe. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible. That's true. But that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was heading back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man, garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared to see the corpse of a woman. One glimpse is enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating the same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medra's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's what I've waited for. Wait, I hadn't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay him for comforting me. Ziz is so ridiculous. So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Ziz could inflict such wounds. That's why some folks are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures, and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? Now, I'm actually not a fan of this area. There's a lot of up and downs and stuff. It's not a huge area, but it just... Way back when, it annoyed me a little bit. Now that we can fly, it's not even that bad. I theoretically could have died there. Because I fell down and the fall damage got me to 1 HP, because you can't die from fall damage in this. I think. Unless you're already damaged. But, if that thing had somehow, like, hit me first, I could have actually died. That would have been pretty funny. You've already seen who this is? Good work, adventurer. So, were you able to find aught to suggest the creatures are our culprits? Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looks like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. Rock of Rancor. There's something else. I've heard about the death. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I better watch myself, eh? Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumor been going around. There's some has whispered that after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire sand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments, and I'll give them a gander. Old Allegan stuff, I'm guessing. Waiting for something to attack us when we pick some of these up. The golems have cool death animations. You can see that one from over here. Somebody in their chocobo fighting them off. Most folk are too scared to go within 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, eh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. This is a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning expected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. Seeing eye to winged eye. There's something you should know. I have been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Medred's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Medred's. It was heading home after a day of digging when I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Quite a long wait. So I guess he didn't see an eyeball, he saw many eyeballs from a Bane Mite. Man, I forgot to bring a water for this stream, and it's starting to show. My lips are dry. Alright. A monstrous Bane Mite appeared, and you slew it? That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Falgord. Intentional or no, you have done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of light combined with blind panic? Power of deduction. There's been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep, knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I have been pondering my encounter. I was certain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Bane Mite. But you and I were moms apart. How could we both have seen it precisely at the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the Bane Mite at the very spot you claim to see the fiendish eyeball, isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I'd wager an apple tart on it. Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as serious as you're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be... Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. It's so obvious, but then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of these fiends, that there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, it was at the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover odds of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region. So we're heading right back. We're actually heading even further in. And there's our prey. Greetings. Sorry. Greetings, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with? God to be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the Central Shroud, while the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. What? Okay. While the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any, sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end? None can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next of... This button engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim. A family sigil? Or that of an organization, perhaps? Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal to solving the murders. Secret of the White Lily. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You will need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button of Gridania and have it examined by Mione. Mayhap someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon its sigil. So we're going to Gridania. Good morrow to you, Shadow. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. Well, isn't that a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body. Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid you'll not recognize the lily sigil. You'll have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with, Bernadette, over by the Aetherite Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I have on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old, though I cannot claim to know its sigil. However, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Singled, over at Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all citizens on forename basis. Bunny Wang. Sorry, that was a funny name. I never noticed a little chanting in this song. I've missed out not playing this game with headphones more often. Bernadette believes that I can help you. Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I'll try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's Ward northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. Of late there has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursendel, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. I'm just sent on a little tour of the city. This won't work. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray, leave me to my thoughts. The sigil of D'Artancourt's family? How is it you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman? Her face? Was it marred in any way? I had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. Skeletons in her closet. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the D'Artan Cours. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household, fair as the summer she was, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain what she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough at the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed, and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal, and fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was, but when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmares I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hawk Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I have resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the central shroud. Now, go, and do what must be done. Alright, so we got a bit of a walk to the manor ahead of us. I remember when I first played this, seeing that big of an enemy as like a normal enemy roaming around, I thought was so cool. It's a little immersion breaking for me that we know that floating eyes were what was causing all the mutilations. And I believe there's only one place in Gridania that they show up, and it's at the Hawk Manor. So why 2 and 2 wasn't put together, I don't know. But here we are. Our next dungeon. Okay. So now we need to do Hawk Manor. Hawk Manor. Undersized party. Join. Oh. Now this is one of those dungeons where I've kind of relied for years on my party members doing everything, so I know I'm going to forget something. So prepare for a little bit of backtracking. First boss. Down. Oh, I actually don't want to go this way. I want to go backwards. Right? Okay, so we need to find the yellow key. I have 3 keys, which is probably more than enough. I have 5 keys now. I should know that it's in the last one. Yep, there it is. Alright, and here's our second bosses. And there's that. Now we take the bloody parchment. I'm going to use this to teleport back to the front of the the dungeon, because now we just have to run up here. She could have actually animated like her face messed up and stuff. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. Sorry, I was checking up on something. One cannot help but admire the irresistible spirit that quickened it to life. Irrepressible, not irresistible. Uh-oh. Okay. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it's to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin shows well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. Concilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue on upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to make the measure of your strength for Master La Habrea. That task is now accomplished. We take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. You have returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. So she went so far to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked man you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are of the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not whencefore. Though misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities, and accept whatever punishment they deem. I only pray the gods will have mercy on my soul. And I believe he sticks around, so apparently they do. In case you were concerned about what's his name? You know, old so-and-so, Ursendel. And pray return to the Waking Sands. Welcome back, Shadow. Full glad I am to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn to the Twelveswood? 2 of La Habrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission? The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then, the Ashians have begun to move in earnest, would that we know to what end. Yet, I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Ashians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Wrath of the Titan.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlwyb hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since, which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The Echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola. Can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies, tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Ariange, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Now we gotta go spend some time in Limsa. Gather some info. Hail, adventurer, and welcome to the Maelstrom Command. If you wish to know more about enlisting, speak with the personal officer. Unless you are the guest we were told to expect. Forgive me, sir. To business, then. It is as we told the antecedent, the kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Ogomoro. Our scouts subsequently confirmed the object of our aggression. Crystals, fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Word is spread of your accomplishments, Shadow. On behalf of Limsa Lominsa, I thank you for heeding our call. Forgive the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address Shadow personally. We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Sahagin and the kobolds plagued our people, nor is this the first time we have had to address a primal threat. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was the company of heroes we turned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to our brave souls blessed with the strength to face his foe. So it is that we turn now to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, confident in the belief that you are Limsa's best hope. I hope you are right, yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unvoked aggression. Did not the Thalassocracy make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep to their own lands, and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Lominzans who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we then condemn the beastmen for defending their homes? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown. I would advise you choose your next words with greater care, Lady Y'shtola. Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it. And the wrong is mine. Freely do I claim it, yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath, or would you have us fall upon our swords? My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa Lominsa's citizenry are, of course, a paramount concern. Already we have observed disruptions in the flow of either further inland, the effects that would be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. Can I count on your help, Shadow? Hearty nod. You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings. That the kobolds should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation. This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict. Before we meet Titan in the field, however, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe, and I think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before. The companies of Hero may be no more, but several of its former members still live. It's said that one of them is employed at the Grey Fleet's mills in Lower Nanosia. Quite why a mercenary would choose to become a miller, I do not know. When you find him, mayhap you could ask him for me. I, meanwhile, shall ask his fellows. So we're going to see Tractome in Lower Limsa. We're gonna fly to him. Because it's quite a ways. And it's all rainy and dreary anyway. Uh-oh. The grass isn't spawning correctly. Or the darkness just isn't doing well. Well, the game might shut down here soon, but we'll see. Otherwise, we just have black grass. Lay down your button, son. Come drain a pint with me. We'll have a grand old time. Find you a lass or three. You got something to say, Venture? Or just keep staring? Eh? You want to know about the Company of Heroes? Ah, hells. Price of bleeding fame. Can't a miller mill in peace no more? Still, seeing as you come all this way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to oblige you. Consider yourself lucky, mate. Old Trankham was the company's best axeman. Now, what was it you want to know? Tales from the Titus Slayer. So you want to hear the tale of how the Company of Heroes beasted a primal, do you? Let me guess. You mean that bastard Titus, eh? Oh, it was only... If only you'd been there to see it. 'Twas a mighty struggle, like the legends of old. Me and the boys fought him... What? Note to self, don't do a stream without water again. All this talking is really getting to me. Me and the boys fought him for 3 days and 3 nights we did. The ground trembled with every step Titus took, and when he hit you, boy, it felt like a cannonball to the gut. Ugh, just like that. Oi, what's that look for? I'm a goddamn hero, I'll have you know. The people around here sing me praises. Don't tell me you only care about learning the secret tactics we used to beat old Titus. Well, too bad, because now I'm not feeling charitable. If you're so damn desperate, then why don't you do me a favor and kill those rats that have made a nest by the windmill near south of here? Aye, do that, then we'll talk. This is so weird. Honestly, can't tell if it's just really dark grass and because it's, you know, the combination of it being night and rainy, that it just looks like it's all glitched. It is really, really weird. Concerning. Oh, they're still coming. When these glitches start, I know Shadow's gonna go bald here soon. Tends to be what happens. Eh? So the beasties are dead, are they? Nice work, Venture. Saved me the hassle of a... never mind. Hungry, hungry gooboos. What? You still asking about how we beat Titus? I don't know, Venture. It was a pretty risky strategy, the kind only a veteran of 10 score battles could rely upon. I want to teach you, I truly do, but unless you prove you have what it takes to face that fat bastard, I can't in good conscience tell you a damn thing. At the very least, you need to be capable of slaying, say, a gooboo. Come to think of it, that ain't a bad idea. Them creatures have a taste for the flour milled here, so you ought to have no trouble finding one in the vicinity. Of course, I ain't asking you to cut one down quick as a skilled axeman like myself. Any road, why don't you try heading due west and stand and look out, 'cause a gooboo comes calling. Slay it, and I might consider telling you all about old Titus. Okay, now that it's starting to brighten up and the storm has gone away, this is definitely just a glitch. Better than Shadow going bald, I'd say. Eh? You again? Then that Gubu that was harassing the Millers is dead? Didn't think you had it in you, Adventure. Still, you took forever and a day to get the job done. I'm still not sure if I should tell you our secrets. The Lominsan Way. So, as I was saying, I still don't know if you got what it takes to face old Titus. Maybe if you slew a... Track to him. You in here drinking again? If you are, that Gubu had better be dead. Oh, it's dead, Chief. You have me word for it. Cleaved the beast's skull in two with my trusty axe, I did. Is that a fact? And what will your friend here say if I ask him? He'll vouch for me, of course. Ain't that right, friend? Tell me true. Was Tractome who slew the Gubu, or was it you? Chief, what are you saying? It's me, Tractome, the finest axeman ever to serve in the company of heroes, the legendary mercenaries who slew that bastard Titus. Titus? Titus? Who in the seven hells is Titus? Some probably fought in a drunken sotted dream? The company of heroes slew Titan, you bloody halfwit. Well, see, Titus is what me and the lads used to call him. That's the biggest load of Shahagan shite I've ever heard. Both of you, outside, will learn the truth the Lominsan way. Tractome, if you didn't slay that Gubu, you may consider your contract revoked. So we're getting him in some fine trouble. Oh, we get the Pharmacy 2 sound again. Alright, you know the rules. First man to smash the boulder will be judged the Gubu Slayer. And don't even think about trying to kill me. That's cheating. Who picked these boulders? They're nothing alike. Ah, the hells. Let the contest begin. How you doing, matey? Feeling a bit stiff by any chance? Only killing's against the rules. You're still at it? I couldn't read the rest in time. I don't even have to fight the bomb. I just need to... Alright, I admit it. I lied about being in the company of heroes. But I'm begging you, Chief, please don't dismiss me. I've learned me lesson. Honest, I have. Save your blubbering, Tractome. Gods, I should have known. Mercy, please. I don't want to deceive you, I swear. It's just that I kept getting turned away by all the folk I asked for work, and I panicked. See, the last job I had was at Costa del Sol, and there was this grizzled marauder everyone treated like royalty. When I heard he was the captain in the company of heroes, I finally understood why. I wasn't being serious when I said I was one of them, but you wouldn't believe me, so look, his name is Weshcat, alright? Weshcat, or Vicecat, actually. He'll tell you how to defeat Titus, or whatever the hell that thing's name is. That's what you wanted, ain't it? So come on then, tell the chief to forgive me, it's only fair. Alright, so now let's get out of this glitch place, and we're heading for a vacation to Costa del Sol. Oh. Yeah. I think we should log out real quick. Let me just restart the... Yep. Okay, give me a moment. Sorry for the disruption again. Okay, everything seems to be good now. Okay. And here's Vice Kate. Pardon, you wish to slay the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsa are depending upon us. You fancy yourselves heroes, then, just like in the tales. Be not so quick to judge. Long have I labored for the well-being of you and yours. And my associate here has bathed in Ifrit's hellfire and lived. He is blessed with a power that protects him from primal influence. Thus was he able to lay low the Lord of Infernos. We know full well the risk, and taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge to how to enter Titan's lair. Pray be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A man who cannot be tempered. Useful, but it will not be enough. It is true that the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory has brought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. Aye, we defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. And if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you will succeed. Believe what you will, we must try. Though our lives be forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. You are passionate, I'll grant that. And you deserve better than the greeting I gave you. But I will not send you to Agomero on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurance that you are more than common adventurers. I oversee security for Master Gagreju's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Ye gods, man, have you heard nothing I have said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you are welcome to find your own way into Agomero. Though it pains me to admit it, I fear we have no choice but to, to the man's demands. I don't know. I don't know that word. Yet much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake this task alone. I will use this time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to the others, are we? Very well. Pray do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa hangs in the balance. Nix that. Master Gejiruju's request can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you to your true task, I would like you to verify that this won't be a waste of my time. Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large, slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring it out of the herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. Wait, we can fly in Reborn areas. Can we swim now too? Yes, we can. Cool. He said lured out with a herring, not of a herring. Doing this for a hot second now. I promise I'm a decent reader. Some things get by me. Well, did you deal with the Knicks? Unless you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. A modest proposal. Two highly distinguished individuals were scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Gigaruju wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything in Master Gigaruju's desire can be so easily purchased. It is to be an extremely exotic feast, and so, Shadow, your mission is to seek out and obtain these rare ingredients that our chief requires. Naturally, such fine dining must be accompanied with a suitable wine, and by suitable, I mean the very best there is. That, however, can wait for the time being, as I believe you have enough on your plate as is. It would be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you to the quest. In your quest. For the first ingredient, I would have you to travel to the South Shroud and speak with Landonel at Camp Tranquil. What? Do you mean to tell me that you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventurer, if you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have no... Well, I didn't read what else he said. But we're heading to Camp Tranquil again. Wait, no, again, we haven't been to Camp Tranquil in this playthrough. Do you require assistance, adventurer? So this is the one who could challenge Titan. I've been expecting you, Shadow. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant adamantoise. The method of acquisition can be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Well, I hope you get it? Heh, you amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. For me, you will only receive information. What you do with it is your choice. Trial by turtle. Let me be clear. This business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them, it was all jolly good fun. Alas, Gridanians are by and large an unforgiving lot, Ditto here being a rare exception. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen, with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all the other activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heavens pillar. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good adamantoise egg in the nest to the east of here, just ripe for the taking. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked the moment you lay hands upon that egg. There will be other heroes, Shadow. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, or your corpse will rot this swamp. He's an optimistic fellow, isn't he? Oh, there it is. Oh, whoops. I gotta actually get the claim. Or get the egg. Claim the egg. I thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to persevere to the bitter end. Aha, such bravery, such recklessness. That will serve you well against Titan. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to southern Thanalan. In Forgotten Springs, you will find a man named Uodo Nunn. He will be your next guide. Safe travel, Shadow. Now we're heading to another new place in Olda. We're seeing the world. Alright. State your business, adventurer. Haha, so this is one of Vice Cat sent me. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking it, and you did manage to obtain the adamant voice egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. Danua once fought, also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am none. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills, instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. That is why I claim my position. And it is why I still hold it. And it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. The children of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognizable as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east... Sorry, I just got a free company that I'm going to... not ignore, but we'll just leave it there. Across the desert to the east lies the Amalja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned both for his strength and his guile. To even face this Amalja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him in from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this, I will offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior, and bring me his necklace. I'll have to sadly decline that. It's just I have a bad track record with bigger grand companies, free companies. I mean. This is the first actual desert in Olda. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The spear? It belonged to one of his brothers. I know when he spied it from afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck, I wonder? Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek. When the worm turns. A shame we did not meet when I was still with the company of heroes. You would have made a fine recruit. But no point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a well-rigged worm to hunt. Sandstorms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but well-rigged worms are far fewer in number. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey on smaller creatures of the Sigoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There's an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it upon your map, along with the location where Walrick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. I remember there's a fate. I don't know if it still happens or if they like patch it out, but there's a fate that spawns right in the middle of this town that's around the same level as what you are when you come here, level 30-ish fate. And it always made stuff so annoying. Because you just couldn't do anything. Oh, come on. There we go. It's a big worm. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Shadow. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Viscat. Worry not. You have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to tell you that I know not of its location. For this notice, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Viscat's counsel. Ah, but hold a moment. Since you'll be meeting the captain soon again, there is something I would like you to deliver him for me. There and back again. The captain was always fond of his brand wine. I would be grateful if you could deliver it on my behalf. I was a reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his rights to cast me out. Everything I owe to him, to his wisdom and generosity. Aye, Bescott was a firm yet fair teacher, an expert molder of men, and I suspect that he is still the case now. Please, give him my regards, Shadow. And back to Costa del Sol we go. Well met, Shadow. Landonel and Udonon both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? Ah, my favorite. I shall have to thank the nun personally. Now, you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Aldenar this time to obtain it. The things we do for cheese. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect this last ingredient. Brayflox, my old quartermaster, wishes to bring it to Costa del Sol herself. However, not long ago, she sent word that there had been trouble at the long stop, and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to Hidden Falls docks and speak with Oza Nazan. He will direct you to the Raincatcher Gully, where Brayflox and her people have made their home. I kind of forgot that the Brayfox long step is part of this. That's a lot of kobolds. What's the hurry, Venture? Eh? Something happened over at the Gabi settlement? I don't know why you're so eager to help a bunch of beastmen, but go and talk to the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you to Raincatcher Gully. Can you fly over the river? I wonder. Those floating flowers are so neat. Tongue flaps of Festcap be reaching ears of Brayflox. Uplanders come for tasty fresh Gabi treats, yes? Quest prize of Uplander deep in Longstop. Flighty beasts chase Gabi flock from homes. Gabi flock needs goody Uplander. Give safety to Longstop with much good hand lending. Whatever that means. Right? So our settings should still be there? No, glad I checked. I hit the wrong thing. Wait, hold up. Halatali. We never did Halatali, did we? I didn't know that was a side quest thing. Huh. Or if we did Halatali, I don't remember it. God, gotta be fucking danger. Uplanders take gate key. Open head gates. Ooh, okay. Things are starting to get tough. The sub boss is no longer a one hit. Pretty soon we'll actually start having to strategize. Imagine that. Oh, dang it. I don't need that. Alright, making progress. We already have two of the two sub bosses are down. This is so annoying to do with the team. And since I main tank, I never know whether people want me to get more or less like things drawn in here. Because it's drawing more things, so you can get more EXP from killing all the enemies. So you draw them together, or just get it over with, and get as minimal as possible. Okay, here's a third sub boss. Oh wait, do I need the... Okay, no, it just opens. And here's Iatar. Typically this boss is rough, especially if you have a team that doesn't know what they're doing. Psh, got a goody Uplander has thanks of Goppy Flock. Flighty Beast was tricksy foe, but Uplander outwitted with plans making. Uplander has goody head for fighty think. Brave Flock's happy gives tasty fresh Goppy treats to clever Uplander. Cheese is stinky sweet Goppy treat. Special make with secret Goppy arts. No party complete without Goppy Gouda. Brave Flock's air say. Every say. I'm gonna take a little tour just to see if we can fly over. And if we can't, I'll just teleport. I'm curious to see if you can fly to Costa del Sol. It seems you can. Cool. Man, I'm really liking flying in the Realm Reborn areas. It's almost cooler to me than when we first started flying in Heavensward. I gather you solved Brave Flock's little problem. By the gods, that unholy stench. This is definitely goblin cheese. Judging from the smell, this should be quite flavorful. How it's made? Oh, it's best you remain ignorant of such things. I still remember when I learned that kind of milk they use. Ugh. So I know this seems like an odd spot to stop, but I do need to wrap up here. So so I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream for today, and we're going to get definitely past Titan. Hopefully, not next week, but the week after that. So, thank you guys for joining me, and stay awesome.